I'm gonna count the front of your hip and the back of your hip as one, but I'm gonna start with the back first. So this is a great tip for those of you who are runners, who are looking to improve your glute strength. The only way to really get at that muscle, which is called the piriformis, is to get that crossing of the foot, which is a figure 4 position, and then tipping your weight over, and it allows that muscle to pop right underneath, and that's how you're able to really attack it with the foam roll.
So is it better to foam roll before workout or after?
That's a good question, and the answer to that is both. You want to be able to foam roll pre-workout just to wake the muscles up, and it's a great cool down after a good strenuous workout too. The hips I'm going to consider as one unit. We just worked the back end of it, now we're going to work the front. And as you can see from all these beautiful colors here, there's more than one muscle that makes up the muscles of the hip. So we can't say that we're specifically working one. So that's why it's really important that you get the front of the hip and also the side so you don't lose out on any of those muscles. So let's start with the side first. So we're really just concentrating on all the lateral muscles of the hip that are being foam rolled at this time. So you can play around with the angle of those muscles by falling back or falling forward. So a famous muscle that needs to be foam rolled a lot would be the psoas muscle. So in order to get that muscle, you need to be lying right on top of the foam roll. And here is a trick that I know I like to inform my athletes is using the edge of the foam roll, you'll be able to add more pressure. So I want you to roll on this hip, but I want you to get this hip right at the edge of the foam roll. So on your stomach. There we go. And you're right on top of it. Get that knee flexed. So you can use it as a pivot point for here and here. She has complete control over that front part of the hip. Now if we wanted her to get all the way down to the knee, she can still stay in that same position. And she could get some of the quad muscles all the way down to the green part of the knee if she rolled all the way down the thigh. Spot number 4, very general, very broad, is the entire back. In order to get that, she's going to sit on the tube. From basically head to the top of the bum, we're going to foam roll the entire area. And this is also a great exercise for something that she didn't think that she was going to really be working right now, and that would be her core muscles. We just did a workout, so she's probably a little sore in that area. And then come all the way up. Good. And then back. These big structures here, which are called your lats, we really want to be able to foam roll that area. It's an area that if you are not in a good training facility, it's a muscle that's not used very widely. For all the calisthenics athletes out there, this is a muscle that you really want to have strong, loose. So you really want to be able to treat it on your own when you can't get into the therapist. So the best way for us to do that is just to lie on your side and have the tube right underneath your armpit. So if she was to lift her hand off the ground, you can see what happens now that all the pressure is right in that back spot. And she can roll back a little bit more and she'll be able to get a little bit more of the muscle belly. Okay? Pretty intense, huh?